Members of Congress, by the way, are heading to the disaster zone today to hear firsthand about the toll the spill is taking on the Gulf Coast.
The Committee on Energy and Commerce will hold a field hearing in St. Bernard's Parish. Charlie Melancon is the Democratic congressman from Louisiana, a member of that Energy and Commerce Committee, and, of course, he represents the district that has been hit hardest by this oil spill. He joins us now. And, Congressman, I want to start with what I think is going to be one of the more heated topics, and I'm hearing it from local elected officials down there, and it's one case where there's bipartisan agreement down on the Gulf Coast, and that is on this oil drilling moratorium. How likely is it that you guys are going to be able to fight the Obama administration on lifting this moratorium? Because we understand there's a lot of folks who are worried about the economic impact of this moratorium down there.
Well, last week when the president first mentioned the moratorium, I called the White House and asked for a meeting this week this week that we're in now, to go down there and try and put some things on the table. We've got to find, I believe, somewhere between drill, baby, drill and a moratorium, the ability to do inspections, to make sure that they're operating safely, to make sure that the BOPs that are down at the sea bottom are actually working like they're supposed to, and while we go through this process, we can't afford for these rigs to stop drilling and potentially leave. It's about all the service industry that services them. That's what Louisiana's strong economy is based upon. Big oil drills offshore and the service industry, which are the people I represent, the employees and the small businesses. We've got to keep them going. If not, they'll face the same catastrophic economic impact that the grocery stores, the marinas, the shrimp docks, the ice makers, the fishermen, all these people are facing right now. So we would have an economy totally devastated.
Congressman, do you think the Obama administration gets that? I mean, obviously the moratorium is about making sure these rigs are safe so they don't put more at risk by having them out there drilling. But at the same time, as you point out, there is this economic impact of not having the drilling. So many jobs lost. So a lot of folks there were telling Chuck and I when we were both there, it's making a bad situation worse. Do you think the Obama administration recognizes the need to move quickly to determine the safety of these rigs so that drilling can continue?
Well, it's obvious that they realize that, there's got to be a balance. Now, whether we can get there or not, you've got a president here that basically went against his political base and did what the past administration wouldn't do, who were pro-oil and gas, and opened up oil and gas drilling in more areas offshore, and then, bam, got the worst-case scenario that occurred in this country, if not in this world. So he's put in one hell of a corner right now. I understand his dilemma, but I want to help not only him, but I want to help the people that are here to find a means to get us to an end that doesn't devastate Louisiana's economy, while at the same time we still have to worry about the safety. In the president's words the other day and Friday with the meetings with officials is, what happens to all of us if we get another one of these wells blows up? What happens? Worst case scenario, not good.
I want to play you something that Governor Haley Barbour from Mississippi said yesterday about sort of the media coverage of this oil spill. Take a listen.
To the average viewer to this show thinks that the whole coast from Florida to Texas is ankle deep in oil. And, of course, it's very, very bad for our tourist season. That's the real economic damage. The Mississippi Gulf Coast is beautiful. As I tell people, the coast is clear. Come on down.
And it's my understanding, Congressman, the governor has made similar complaints to the White House privately, which is why you've heard the president talk about go on down to the Gulf Coast. But it seems to be a critique of our coverage of this, or the media's coverage of this. Do you believe it's being overplayed?
Well, yes and no. The fact that we're playing it out there brings a consciousness of a country and the world to what's going on. We are the energy coast. We are the working coast. Our only sand beaches are the Barry Islands and Grand Isle that's inhabited. The sad part was before it got too bad, with the media coverage, people started making cancellations. The guide fishermen, we're in the top 5 fishing destinations in the whole world. But people started canceling those reservations. The marinas are shut down. So you've got an impact that's caused because the perception is that we were shut down. Now, as it gets to where if you were coming to South Louisiana to fish, the east side of the state is really not open for fishing. But the west side of the state is still open, and there's still the ability to get good fresh seafood, shrimp in the western parts of the state. It's not as like we would like it to be, and this, people are hurting from it. Thursday when I was on Grand Isle, it was like somebody punched the people in the belly. That you really saw the anger, the frustration.
Right.
It really was coming out of them.
All right, Congressman Charlie Melancon, who is going to have a field hearing today in Louisiana with Congress back. Congress will be saying a lot of things. It'll be an interesting week. Thanks for coming on.
Thank you.